And
Key the music.
yes.
Somebody verify that audio. Good night, recovery.
Hello.
Past my bedtime.
Yes, it is. Late evening.
Oh man, I'm excited. This has been a long time coming. Not really. We're going to do those podcasts in like 2 months.
We have been talking about this one for a while.
We've been waiting.
Hello, Page County and surrounding areas. Happy recovery. Happy Friday night. We made it to Friday. Whoop, whoop. And welcome to our table. Look who we got.
Daniel DEAVERS.
Bro, I watched the last one. I watched the last one. You were hyping it up.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm
dude.
really gonna be disappointing.
When we were all like laughing and stuff,
Like,
and carrying on.
We got Daniel DEAVERS coming in.
I
I'm like, oh my god,
was hyping that up. Yeah,
Oh, God.
dude, I've been excited for real, man.
Yeah, you've been
This
bugging the
is,
hell out of me to do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got him here. And we got Brandon joining us too, which is a recovery court graduate of what year? When did you graduate?
It was 24.
Oh, well, we got the button ready because
Yeah.
we're still working on Brandon and you know his cleanliness of his mouth. So we're gonna
He's
get there. You
good.
know what I mean?
What have you been
So-
up to today, buddy?
Working.
Just working?
All I do is work and sleep.
Dude, and it's so nice when the weather's changing the way it is.
It is. It is very
Yeah,
nice.
bro.
Very nice. Yeah.
Glad
it's
you
about
came
time.
on too, man. We've been trying to get you on here for a while too.
I've been busy.
Both
It was,
of you.
it was because of me.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
He's like, I can't miss this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he rolled up in
Yeah.
here too.
And then he told me I got to watch my mouth. So.
Yeah.
You're gonna do just fine.
Absolutely. Dude,
Man.
yeah, so like I said, this is I'm just gonna say it. Today was the first time Daniel DEAVERS has knocked on my door and I didn't have to hide behind my couch.
There you go.
Yeah. You still
There you
yelled it though. You was
Big
like,
man.
everybody
You did, yeah.
run.
It was just
Yeah,
it was
I
just
heard
it was just about instinct reaction. And it's like, oh shit.
Oh, here's the button.
There
Here's
we
the button.
go.
Come on now.
Shoot.
No, but I mean, we really don't have to run anymore.
No.
And that's the beautiful
It's
thing.
so awesome not to have to hide anymore. Like I said, you just it's awesome. Like I
How-
said, I have a relationship with this guy that, like I said, I we haven't like said more than "Are you high?" and I say no.
Yes.
That's
Right.
been it.
That was it for
past-
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
how many people out there in Page County do you have under your wing? Like just a rough estimate.
We have, so our office is made up of myself as a supervisor, and then I have 3 officers underneath of me. We have about 300 people on supervision.
So 300 people
Mhm.
out there right now
Yeah.
are under supervision. Like you could go to their doors at any point and just and be like, "Hey, we're
Yep.
coming in." you
And
know.
that's not counting shadow track people. So people who score low and go onto the calling system, there's probably another 100 of those out there.
So a lot of people live in kind of a fear. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
it's a scary situation.
and that's why we wanted to do this too,
Yeah.
was to try and bridge that gap because, like I said, I had that mentality for years. You know, like he was the enemy, and for real, like if you're honest with this man and you come and like I said there, and especially now. There are more and more resources coming available every day. I feel like
Mhm.
if you're having issues and you want to get clean, like this is probably the first man you want to talk to.
Yeah.
Like, rather than hiding it and like say and lying and hiding behind the couch. Like that's just
Yeah.
that's the worst part. You're gonna go to jail if
Yeah.
you're doing those sneaky, deceitful behavior. Come to him, be honest with him, and but like I said, it's a choice you got to make.
Yeah, that's definitely right. Brandon, what about you? I mean, I know that you was like that for a long time too, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very long time.
Yeah. How many years? Like, I mean, you're
20.
yeah, because your list is a very long list of charges and
We'll
stuff.
call it long. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's extreme. It's, 56 total charges on record.
Man.
40 some years of suspended time still over my head. I'm due to get off probation May 7th if
Wow.
my fines are paid. But
Have you paid, Brandon?
I haven't paid them all. No, I have been paying, but I have.
Got to pay him.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm counting this. By the way, I'm counting this as an office contact. By the way,
Okay.
so I'm just
Okay.
gonna jot this down for both of y'all.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Knock
nice.
that
Check
out.
some
Yeah.
boxes.
check, check.
But with living on my own and stuff now, it's the small things that do
Yeah.
it for me now. But yeah, it's a long life of bad choices, but it's
Yeah.
finally behind me.
Well,
Did
and
you-
I should say, I don't recognize either one of these two guys.
I was gonna say, did y'all
like
ever
they're-
think y'all would be here?
Like they're
No.
just drastically different from, you know, a long time ago when I would deal with them up to when we got into recovery court. And even now, it's just night and day. You literally you just can't recognize people, the way they act, the way they move, the way they speak. Everything is just so different when they're clean, clear-headed, and it makes all the difference in the world. At the end of the day, when somebody comes in for a probation meeting, it's literally just me and a person. It's just a person in person. That's all it is. And when your mind is so warped and you're just in that frame of mind, you don't communicate with me properly. You don't do these things that normal people would do. So to see people like this reach that height, it's inspiring. It's
Yes.
awesome to see. It's amazing.
It's a beautiful thing. I mean, I know I didn't know neither one of these guys when they were in active addiction, but I know a lot of the a couple of the ones out here that was you know, we was in active addiction together, and I see the change just in the county. What do you think personally has brought the change in our county? Because I mean, of course, we are in a movement. There's no denying that. We are in a movement here. What do you think's brought that?
Well, I think recovery court has had a lot to do with it, because people have been able to see that with a little bit of support and belief in people, that people can actually change, regardless of how long the rap sheet is, regardless of how long you've been using. If you put that proper support in place, people can actually change.
Yes.
And it's taken so long. I've been a PO for 12 years, supervisor for 9 of those, and I've just seen a revolving door, the same people in and out, in and out, in and out. And once we started to get some resources in place, it kind of removed the stigma. I think things like this are important, to let people know that, hey, these people live in your communities. Okay, let's not get confused that an addict is somebody who's creeping, crawling, you know, behind the dumpster somewhere. They're in line behind you at Walmart. They're at 7-Eleven with you. You know what I mean?
They're in your house sometimes.
They're in your house. Their kids go to your kids' schools. Like,
That's right.
if you get rid of that stigma, I think a lot will change. And I think a lot has changed. I think there's agencies, you know, Taylor's done a great job bridging some of the community resources together. Audrey with the rec, bringing some people in, giving them some positive support has been huge.
That's right.
There's also been a change in our local law enforcement, in my opinion. Law enforcement is way more cognizant of addiction and what goes into it. And even, you know, we're out doing searches and doing things that are more law enforcement oriented, I still see a change between now and 10 years ago of the way the officers deal with people.
Absolutely. I agree.
They're way more understanding of what's been done. I guess that's a testament, you know, to Sheriff Cubbage and all the way down, all those guys who are kind of calling the shots and really impressing on their officers that, hey, let's handle this differently. Because what we've done in the past didn't work. Our jail is as crowded as ever, and we got guys sleeping on the floor. Like we've got an overpacked system full of addicts that no one has the answer to. So we're trying to piece it together a day at a time, one case at a time, you know, one court ruling at a time, and let's just see where it goes. So everybody coming together, I think, has really done a good job of getting this out in the forefront, that these aren't, you know, bleacher creatures. These aren't, you know, little creepy crawlies in your community. They're people.
Yes.
And when we start treating them like that, I think we're getting a lot better results.
Yeah. Recovery Court I think is a huge impact in our community. I mean, what an amazing program to have, and we're blessed to have it. I would love to be able to get the judge here on podcast. I told them, I was like, man, that's our next guy. And
that's the white whale. Good luck.
That would be, I don't know how we could do that or how we could manage that, but that would be amazing to get him here and to speak with him and a couple of the others that are intertwined in the Recovery Court program, because of the fact that it is changing and impacting so many lives. And the thing about it is, addiction is affecting everyone here in our county in some way. I think that you could go to Food Line right now or across here to the Family Dollar, and you could just stop a random person and you can say, hey, do you know someone who's addicted to something? And they're going to say yes. I mean, there's just, it's very hard to find someone who hasn't been affected.
Right.
So with that being said, like, how are you affected personally? Have you been affected in a personal way here?
Yeah. So I would say, you know, so I grew up here. I've lived here my whole life. I was just looking over the weekend. I have a scrapbook that my mom made for me. I have a picture of me and Alex on a baseball team together when we were probably what, 9 or 10.
Absolutely.
Something
Really?
like that. Yeah, it goes back that far. So
Wow.
I've been around here. Went to school with Christy. I've been around here my whole life, and seeing people I went to school with, those really affect me, just because I know them personally. I know what they, quote unquote, used to be, and kind of the path that they've taken. It's made me more aware. It's made me, unfortunately, a little more skeptical of some things. Now that I have a daughter, I'm more aware of things and people and places and surroundings and stuff like that. But the addiction side of it, just seeing the toll that it takes on people's families,
Yeah.
and knowing someone that I maybe went to school with or whatever, seeing their family dynamic now, the bridges they've burned, the hell they've created along the way. It's tough to see sometimes.
I know you've seen it with me personally. Like I said, he knows my mom
Yeah.
very well. And I don't know how many times she's come to you and
All the
said, "What
time,
can
yeah.
we do for Alex?" Like, it's
And around here in a small area like this, I mean, Brandon works at your mom's shop.
Yep.
So every time I go get my hair cut, Brandon does a great job. Brandon, go get your hair
Yeah.
cut. Brandon, little shout out, little business plug.
I need one.
Yeah. But every time I would go in there and Alex wasn't doing great, I could just kind of see on Allison's face. She wanted to talk, but she doesn't know when the time is appropriate. Allison's the sweetest lady in the world, but you could always just tell.
shout out, Mom.
Shout out, Mom. We love Allison. We love Allison. But now it's way different. I come in and she's happy as could be, and ask about Alex. I tell her he's doing great. Little stuff like that, and that's my day-to-day life. Like, that's just a haircut for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm going in dealing with someone's mother. It's little things like that affect me personally.
Yeah. And now you're probably giving more stories or more feedback to people when they stop you out in the public of how so-and-so doing. And you're able to actually say, oh, they're actually doing good.
Yeah.
To where 3 or 4 years ago,
Yeah.
maybe 5 years ago, you were like, oh, they're back in jail or
Or I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's under
now
investigation.
you can
Yeah, a lot
actually
of times it's
say,
that, yeah.
that they're doing good.
Yeah,
So-
it's nice to be able to have those positive interactions with people, especially with family, because families get hurt so
Yeah,
bad
absolutely.
along this. You guys know this. It's the families, the ones who really take the toll.
Yeah.
It really takes a toll on them. So, and they're just reaching out for help or just asking for help. And
Yeah, they're the ones that have to pick up the pieces every
Yeah,
time we go to
they're
jail. Or
They
left.
something,
suffer.
right?
Yeah.
They suffer.
you guys go behind bars, and then they're left with everything. Kids, sometimes money, like
Fixing the door you just
Yeah.
got kicked in.
yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
It's all just, they're just left with it all in their hands, and they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to reach out. But now we're able to have those positive conversations. So the narrative has changed.
So
Big time.
amazing.
Do you think the recovery groups too that we've got going on?
Absolutely. I think anything that you can do outside of, anytime you're using your time wisely,
Mhm.
it's always a positive. Just being active, and there's a difference between being clean and being in active recovery. Those things are
That's right.
very, very different.
Absolutely.
I get a lot of people who come in and say, "Oh, well, I've been clean for a month." Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
But are you
That's right.
but are you working on it?
He said that.
Are you working
Yeah.
on it? Because next month is another 30 days away. That's a long ass time.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if you're not working on it, if you're not in active recovery, it's not going to work for you.
100%.
You got
I've
to
said it
put
before.
that work in.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to
Put
put
work in.
just as much effort into staying
Uh,
clean as you did getting high. And
absolutely.
for
I
a
moved-
lot of us,
I
it
moved
was
complete-
whatever it took.
Right. I moved completely away. Thought I was doing great, but really I was just white knuckling it the whole time. It was just a matter of time. I had zero skills on how to deal with my addiction.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm
a
clean.
hope
I'm
and a
clean.
prayer.
I'm clean. I'm clean. I'm clean.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
That's right. So what is that work, guys? Let's talk about that.
Our network of people, really, it's
Yeah.
easier to interact with people that we can relate to,
Mhm.
that we know personally and what they've been through. That helps a lot. I have a great support system at home.
Mhm.
My little girl, my parents, they're super supportive, always has been. It's for me, it's who we surround ourselves with.
That's right.
We can't do it alone.
That's right.
We
It's a
can't
big
do
one.
it alone.
it's a very, very, very true statement. The support group that we have, and like I say, Recovery Court has helped a lot. A-Fresh helps a lot.
Yeah.
It's like you get around these people that are like-minded and have the same focus, same direction they want to go in life, and it makes it so much easier. That's why every time we're on here, we're shouting out recovery groups. We're saying, "Come on, make that decision. You know, I mean, we got you. And we would support anybody who came to us, right? Like, I mean,
Right.
because we know how important that
We
is.
know. Yeah, we know. We have a lot of comments on there too, so I don't know if it's questions for him.
Well, I should say first, the peer aspect of recovery court was not intentional. This happened by accident.
Really?
So, yes.
Tell me
So
about that.
when they started to establish drug court, it was going to be a thing where the worst of the worst, or the people who really needed intervention, would come in and take part in this intensive court program where there would be strenuous, supervision, all this stuff. And it just so happened that we do all of our testing at our office based on the resources that we have. So you guys come in at the same time every week. And what we found was people started to bond. People started to talk. And all the times we would tell you guys, don't hang out with other addicts, don't hang out with negative peers, blah, blah, blah. And all that's right. But then we started to notice, wait a minute, if negative peers are really powerful, how powerful can positive peers be?
You guys are learning too, right? So it's
I mean, we're
learning at all.
We were just watching the camera, and then just talking to folks, hearing the laughter, and then you guys were starting to do stuff outside of group, outside of drug court. And we were like, holy crap, I think we're onto something here. Like, this is cool. So now when I do my, when I talk to people when they first come to the program, I say, get involved.
Yeah.
When they go play kickball, go play kickball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they
and
go,
it's fun.
Yeah. When they go walk the
like, we
greenway,
want to go.
walk.
When they go for recovery court, we want to go. We go with them. We're like,
100%.
well, they actually go, and I get excited for them to go. I'm like, I want to go too.
Yeah, that, it occupies your mind. It keeps you from thinking about all the depressing stuff. It's a major distraction, and that's also very important.
Yeah,
staying busy and not thinking about what you could be doing or what you used to do and stuff like that.
I say it all the time. I'm not gonna pretend like I know what addiction is like. I've never even smoked pot. I've never used drugs in my life. So for me to sit here and tell you, who has 10 years of active addiction, don't do drugs, well, that doesn't mean much coming from me because I've never been there. But when you can go out and sit in that lobby for an hour a week and talk to other people who are putting that work and that effort in, that is so powerful, and it can move you in a way that you haven't had before. It's like when you go to the gym. You go to the gym to work out, but also to get a network of people, to be around other people you see who are losing weight, putting on muscle, people, acting and worshiping God. Yeah. Being around those people who are pushing, who have been where you've been, because I have not. I've been blessed way more than I deserve. So I've not been there. I've not lived that life. So you guys can surround yourself with people who have and see those people pushing, and that just pushes you more. So we really lucked into it. I mean, it was really, really cool the way it's played out.
Cool I can't say that
amazing.
If it was done any other way, that it would have been so successful as far, being kept apart and stuff like that, because the group of people really make a big difference.
I'm glad that
because we know everybody, we know each other, grew up, from day one.
I'm glad they had an open mind about it, to be able to twist and change it.
Yeah, I mean, we could have said, when we started to get crowds of people in the lobby, 4, 5, 6 different people in the lobby at the same time, we could have said, okay, you're going to come at 10, you're going to come at 10, 15, you're going to kind of eliminate that. But we were like, again, we go back to, well, what we've been doing ain't working. So hell, let's try something else. Yeah. It can't get any worse. So, you know what I mean? So let's just see what's up, and it really, really worked out. It's been really good.
Comment break.
All
Brian
right.
Woodward's been he's always our biggest commenter. he's given drug court drug court its praises. Thank you, Brian.
Yes.
Stephanie said, I agree, I'm not even in recovery court, but it has changed my life. Just being around me has motivated her.
Yes. To change. Yes.
Hey,
Awesome, Stephanie. That's awesome, girl.
Brittany Cubbage said, I had to go to CCAP in Richmond, also a great program, saved my life. But it's through DOC. Definitely had heard good things about recovery court as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brittany.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, what about the crowd out here? Did you guys have some questions?
Yes. I wanted to ask, from his personal experience, what are the first signs, mental and physical, of someone slipping?
So did you ever in the past see one of your people mentally and physically slipping, and you knew that you had to go and...
Yeah, so the first thing you notice, and I giggle, it's not funny, but it is funny, because the first thing I notice is physical appearance. And that may be unfair, but if y'all think you're hiding it, you're fooling yourselves. Okay. Because you walk in there and you're just a billboard for meth use.
Yeah.
And everybody sees it, everybody knows it. And the physical change is drastic and it's quick.
Yeah.
You don't lose 30 pounds and you don't even know where the gym is.
I mean,
Like-
Brady, we talk about it all the time. How all the times that we have relapsed in the past, like it goes so fast.
you ain't fooling anybody.
Yeah.
So the physical appearance, that's the first thing we notice. And then the other thing we do notice is the cognitive decline. The cognitive decline is steep and it's drastic. And it's something that you can just tell when you're having a conversation with somebody that they're just not there.
Yeah.
Whether it be they just used or they used 7 days ago, and the only thing that's on their mind is, oh my God, am I going to pass this drug screen? So they're not present in your conversation. They're not making eye contact with you. There's nothing there other than their worry and anxiety. And that
I can 100% attest to this.
yes, you can.
Yeah.
We've had these conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had.
I'm
these
good,
talks.
Daniel. I have not used.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's behavioral things. People call in, they reschedule their appointment the day of, the day before. Oh, hey, I had a doctor's appointment this morning. I just realized it. It's like, okay, well,
How many flat tires have you seen?
this county is riddled with bad vehicles. we got a lemon problem in this county that needs to get fixed quick, or we're in trouble. I mean, it's always stuff like that. We got to balance.
Potholes, dude.
Yeah, I
Potholes.
mean, we got to balance it out because there are people who are dependent on other people for rides, and we're sensitive to that. However, the reality is you're going to come see us every 30 days. You got 30 days to make a plan for that ride. If you're getting rides, you've got time. And I say it all the time. You're not missing appointments because you're a Bible study. Okay. I ain't stupid. You're missing appointments because you don't want to come in and see us. And that's pretty much the way.
Has somebody told you that?
No, but I'm
Okay.
saying you ain't doing something, you ain't out here tutoring, I can't make it today because I'm down here at the shelter, handing out meals.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh my
no, you
gosh.
don't want to come in
Right.
because you're high and you don't
Yeah.
want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Another aspect of this show is we like to go to a spiritual type side of things, and I know that when we talked before, you told me you were in a band.
Yeah. So one of my hobbies, I suppose, I play drums at Divine Unity Community Church in Harrisonburg. It's a pretty big church. I got involved there about 2 years ago. I've always been saved. I got saved when I was 14. Faith is, as you guys know, is a huge part of my life.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's just a way to give a gift that I got. I think, music and rhythm is something you either have or you don't, and you figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah.
I said I've known him my whole life.
Yeah.
But this is one of the things I just found out about him. He's he's got videos on
plays-
YouTube. He plays drums good.
Wow.
Only
Yeah.
thing I can play is the
Awesome.
radio.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't play nothing very good.
Yeah. I found that out too.
What?
They stream Divine Unity, the church, the live stream is streamed at jails all across the area.
Really?
So people have come in and been like, do you play drums at Duck? I'm like, yes. How do you know that? You just got out of prison. Like, how do you know that? But they see it when they're in jail.
That's awesome.
So it's actually kind of a cool thing for me being in the line of work that I'm in,
Yeah.
that the
That they know
ministry
you.
that I'm involved in reaches those that I work with personally.
That's pretty cool.
God works in mysterious ways. I
That's
suppose.
right.
I mean, it's just one of those cool things.
But it probably makes it easier on them too to approach you, in a
Yeah,
different manner
yeah.
as opposed to, not knowing, just having the stigma of, oh my gosh, my probation officer, he wants to violate me, he wants
Yeah.
to lock me up. That's what he does, And after talking with you as much as I have over the last couple of years, I know it's not what you're set out to do.
No, I'm
It's
just
not
I'm just
set
a
out to do.
dude. I'm just a dude. I'm a Christian. I'm a father. Just a guy. And if they see me, playing drums on the tablet or whatever, they come in. Maybe they're in their faith walk as well at the very beginning of it. I always say people find two things in jail, usually sobriety and Jesus, and they lose both the minute they walk out the door most of the
Doesn't
time.
take long.
So if somebody could come in and see that I'm also a man of faith, I've got some stuff in my office that kind of
Right.
points to that, tattoos and stuff. And it's like, hey, I'm a man of faith. If that's a walk that you're willing to go on, I'm willing to talk about anything, faith to family, whatever it is, and help people, because that can be a big gap to be filled for
That
somebody
really
Oh
can.
yeah, absolutely.
who's really just trying to get back. And one of the biggest social networks is churches.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if somebody can get plugged in, maybe not so much for spiritual reasons, but they get in there and they find some positive support, some pro-social activities, I'm all for it. So it has worked in a weird way. It's kind of brought my life kind of full circle.
The recovery
So,
meetings has brought me closer to like that, and working here has brought me closer to God, to the point, like I said, I just got saved a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, and now it's a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
My dad, when he just commented, he said, "Thanks for giving the family a little bit of thanks thinks he's thanking you.
No problem, pops.
That's
We got you.
awesome.
Love you, Dad.
We got you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's become a huge part of my life, and I'm so thankful for it. Like it's
Yeah.
Faith is one of those things I wish that I could do more of in my job, and I do struggle with it because, I technically work for the state, so there's boundaries there with how
Yeah.
much you can. I can't refer anybody to a religious based service or anything like that. So it is good that a lot of the services in our county are faith based, kind of as a component to it. So I can make a good case, like, hey, I'm just referring them to the rec to do community service.
Yeah.
While they're there, they may find that they may find God. They may get on that walk. So I don't have to walk that much, but I do wish I could do more of that.
Right.
My job kind of holds me to that, but it's a big part of life, man. It can change your life.
Yeah.
Just,
It can. And I
Yeah.
mean, even with the 12-step program, I mean, it's your higher power. So it's all really, it boils down to what you believe. And we talk about it, the different ways of recovery and the different avenues. But we are very stern in believing faith,
Mhm.
your
Yeah.
faith and the walk with the Lord.
Absolutely.
It's changed my life. I know for sure. I was raised up with a strict religion of made to go to church, but I didn't want to listen
Mhm.
at that time. And a lot of people are like that. And then when you get older, it's just kind of like you veer off. And who would have thought that drugs would be just something that would affect so many, and it did me later on in life. And it doesn't discriminate. That's
No,
the
it does
thing.
not.
Like, you can have everything. You can be in the best homes, the best of everything, and the drugs can take you, and it does not discriminate at all.
I mean
So-
it when I say I see all walks of life come through that front door
Yeah.
at our office. It is there's no age barrier. There's no socioeconomic barrier. There's no barriers at all. It's everybody.
And
It
it's
really is.
it's a different game too now with this fentanyl out there.
It
This
really
like,
is, yeah.
right? Like
Yeah. It's dangerous.
It's attaching people, and it's so important. That's why a couple of our girls here from the house are going in to the middle and high schools and talking to our children. But it's so important to get to our young ones so early and to teach them how important, what they are, what we got out there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What they need to learn. We need to have some sort of facility built here in Page County where they can go in and recognize and see what devices and everything, like know what they see.
Yeah.
Well,
You
they
know what I
had
mean?
DARE for a long time. I don't know if they still have it.
They
or
don't.
not.
I don't
They
think they
don't.
do.
I
That-
think they have something
It's
going on.
PACA,
Officer I want to get
basically.
Officer McKenzie on here if
Yeah.
he's listening.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
that.
PACA's doing a lot of that stuff in the schools, which is really good. A lot of kids just aren't aware.
Yeah, they
They're
don't
not aware of
know.
it. And I'll just tell you, like, I grew up, I didn't know what meth was
Yeah.
until I started doing this job, and I had to learn about it, and because I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't
No,
either.
Yeah. I mean, I was 12 years old. I knew what just about any of it was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
I
didn't know
didn't-
it was wrong. I was just told not to speak
That's
about
a big part of it.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your drugs were cool.
Yeah.
What I think I have an idea. I think so. We used to do it was called Government Day, and when you were a senior in high school, you would go around to all the different like localities. You go to the police station, you would go up to the
The jail.
courthouse and the jail,
Yep.
all that stuff. I think they should take maybe sophomores or juniors, have them come in and watch court one day.
Mhm.
Have them come
Yeah.
in and watch circuit court and
Yeah.
watch this this cycle and this path and what it's like to stand in front of a judge with literally your liberty hanging
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
balance.
Showing the freedom of
Yeah, not
your-
mommy and daddy
losing
or the
your freedom.
principal.
No, it's
It's real
nobody's gonna save you.
consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're standing there and Judge Ritchie's right there, and he's got that much time to make a decision literally about the next 5 to 6 years of your life. That's a sobering moment.
Oh my gosh.
And
Ugh.
if
I couldn't imagine having that much responsibility on me. Like I said, it takes a special kind of person to do
Yeah.
that job.
yeah, it's
And
it's
he
crazy.
remembers.
He does.
Yes, he does.
He remembers
That man's got a
everything.
memory. It's
Yes.
unbelievable.
Like I know. Like I have much respect for him. I really do.
Absolutely.
I say that a lot when we talk about the recovery court and just how he is just a blessing in this program. He's meant to be there. He really is.
Yeah, I agree. He sentenced me every time I've been to jail. He sentenced me
Me too.
100%. And after, like I said, going through drug court and actually talking to him, and he loosens up, and it's just like
You build a relationship with him, and it's
you
like
do, and it just changes everything. It's Yeah.
he's also just a dude. Like
Right.
he's
Right. Right.
That's why we want him on podcast.
Yeah, he'd
so
be great.
Judge
yeah.
Richie, you just come on up here and let's do podcast here in Stanley.
You know, he
he'd
used to
be-
be a probation officer too.
Really?
Yeah. When he was, I think maybe one of his first jobs. I don't want to misspeak, but he was very young and he worked at Core Services as a probation officer for a couple years before he got into law.
Wow.
So you didn't know
Didn't
that?
No, I did
Oh,
not.
well, now you know.
That's
so-
awesome.
New to
yeah,
me.
so
Yeah.
he's been around. He's seen it. He knows the ins and outs of it, which is what I think makes him so good at recovery court. It also makes him good to work with as a judge with a PO. You got to understand we rely solely on the judge as our kind of as our heavy behind it, because we can violate you and put you back on the docket, but if the judge doesn't do anything, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. So
Right.
Yeah.
he understands. When we write letters, he knows how to interpret them. He knows what the path is, what the different behaviors. So Judge Richie, he's been a blessing for sure.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right. Is there anything else on our questionnaire?
If
there?
y'all don't mind, I'd like a little bit of story time. If Daniel doesn't mind telling the story.
I'm all for it, man.
Go for it.
Daniel is a recipient of a Medal of Heroism.
Yes, I am.
It's a pretty
Tell us
cool. It's a pretty cool story. Like really,
Oh boy.
this is something I just found out about also, but it's a really good story. If you don't mind.
Yeah. So I live in Shenandoah. I think that's common knowledge. Everybody knows that. And I actually went up to the 7-Eleven in McGaheysville to sell a golf club. And I was driving back on
Is
my
that what
way.
they call it nowadays?
A golf club.
Bought a lot of things, but
I
never a golf
was
club.
making a transaction at the 7-Eleven. So I was driving back. I was coming across the bridge at 602, heading back in Shenandoah towards the trestle. And as I was coming through, I noticed a young lady walking on that bridge, walking towards me. And people don't walk on that bridge. That bridge is very narrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as I slowed down a little bit, and as I passed her, I could tell her face was really red. I could tell she'd been crying. She was obviously very upset. She had this book bag with her.
Oh,
So when I got to the trestle, something just told me, just hang on a second, something ain't right. So I pulled around at that lumber yard right there underneath the trestle, and I stopped for a second. And I'll never forget it. She climbed up on the edge of that bridge.
Oh,
No
I thought, oh my
way.
gosh, she's gonna jump. And she was up on there, and I took off to go back towards her. She started dangling, had her arm out. She was this close. I was able to pull up, get her attention. I know from some of our training, you don't want to approach too fast. You don't want to scare them. And I was able to talk to her for long enough. I was able to I got out of the truck, started to kind of inch my way towards her. And I was lucky enough to be able to grab onto her and pull her back.
wow.
I got her. In
Isn't
my,
that crazy?
I got her in my truck and
Yes.
called 911 for ECO, and Officer John Fry came and responded. Dustin Lucas with EMS, they came.
Wow.
And this is a testament to CIT training, because John and Dustin knew exactly how to handle it.
Yeah.
They didn't come up hot, what's going on? They didn't want to search the bag or any kind of crap like that. They knew this was a woman in crisis because they had been CIT trained. So
Yes.
the mental health side of things kicked in. We were able to get her ECO, get her the help she needed. And that happened. So I didn't want to, obviously I didn't say anything about it. I was quiet, but John put it out there. Just kind of giving me some kudos about what had happened
Yeah.
on Facebook. And, once something hits
it's over.
Facebook,
Oh yeah.
It's
It's,
over.
it's a wrap, honey.
it's a
gone.
wrap.
And it's
So,
got to be
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's,
yeah.
And it is. It is true.
Yeah,
It
so
is.
my bosses found out about it. They started running some stuff up the chain, kind of talking about it, and I got the first ever Valor Award for the Department of Corrections.
That is amazing.
First ever. They created an
Yeah,
award just
well,
for you.
It was me and 4 other folks. They were institutional folks. Stabbings and stuff like that happens at the prisons.
That is
Acts
amazing.
of heroism, but I got one for being in the community for
How long ago was this?
last summer.
Last summer.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And you followed your gut, and which is
Yeah.
God.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
How many? I wonder how many people drove by.
Well, I'll tell you
Uh,
this. So
well,
in between the time that I was standing, so think about it. I had turned around, so I'm going out towards McGaheysville.
Mhm.
She's on the other side, so there's a lane of traffic between me and her. And I was talking to her for maybe 3 minutes. Probably 10, 15 cars just drove right by
Yeah.
in between us. Like it was clear.
But people probably
What was
wasn't
happening?
even paying attention. Maybe.
I mean, you
They
see
don't
somebody
care.
dangling
They-
off the bridge.
yeah, they don't
care.
You know,
You don't miss
people
that.
Maybe just
yeah, no.
Oh
they-
my gosh.
And I was thankful. I believe in God, obviously. And
Yes.
I believe that I was in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
And something just told me to turn around, because she had not gotten up on the bridge yet. She was walking. I just knew, I guess from work, I don't know what it was, but I could just tell she had been crying and was very upset. So
I'm
something told
so
me
proud
just
of
to
you.
just to chill, man. Just
How's
wait.
she doing now? I mean,
I think she's doing well. It actually turned out that her mom was on supervision with us. I did not know that. Didn't matter. I wasn't supervising her, but the mom had reported to her PO that she was doing well and was very thankful for the
That's awesome.
experience. So, yeah, man, it's one of those
Yeah.
things you never forget.
Yeah.
That's for
I was
sure.
gonna
yeah,
say.
went to sell a
Definitely
golf
proud
club
of-
and saved a life.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's a good day. I made
It's a very good day.
made 30
Very good
bucks
day.
and
You
yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
You never know what you guys go through.
You don't.
I
That's the thing.
mean,
If you, and that's just another testament. If you see something, say something, or if you see something, do something.
yeah,
You see
Right.
someone out there that you think might
struggling or
might get
anything.
anything. You know what I mean? It won't hurt to walk up and just say, "Hey, you okay?"
Yeah.
You know what I
we
mean?
live in such a bystander society where everybody just waits for someone else to do something.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
right.
And it's like,
Yep.
get in there, man. Just do the right thing because it's the
Mhm.
right thing to do. And this wasn't necessarily this situation, but all the time,
Yeah, just in
people have,
general.
you guys know, you have friends or whatever that know you're in active addiction, and they should be the one stepping in and be like, bro, it's enough. This has to stop. But they don't.
No, they
No
shun
one
you.
wants to get
They're
involved.
just-
Let
Oh,
you
PO
go.
will take care of
Right,
it.
right.
Somebody else will handle it. It's like, well,
Right.
Nothing
maybe-
I can do.
yeah, maybe your
Yeah.
words are going to be more impactful than mine. So hop in there and get busy with it. But nobody wants to. I don't know. People just don't.
Well,
want to do that.
sometimes though, I know with a couple of ours that have went that road again, we try to, and sometimes, man, we get hard headed when we
Oh,
get
yeah.
on it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And sometimes when that line gets drawn where they just won't listen,
Mhm.
you just gotta pull yourself
been
back.
that
Because
person.
recently with one of our ones where it's like, man, come on, listen to us. But it's a hard line to walk.
It
It
is.
is.
You
It
know,
is. But it's
it's-
better to try and
You
fail
gotta
than not
try.
to try
I
at
mean,
all.
we
Right.
do. I feel
Yeah.
like we do here in the community. When we see one of our own go out, we try to like stop them. But man,
Yeah.
it's a dangerous walk. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
You've been a blessing for sure. Is there any other comments or questions that you guys want to?
Yeah, you need more comfortable chairs.
I know,
That's why nobody
man.
comes back.
I got
Well.
a question for you two.
Okay.
All right. 17.
What was
Oh.
what was it about probation specifically that made you not afraid? That's not the right word, but what made you want to put that barrier up between us and you?
Because I was not ready for sobriety yet.
Yeah,
I was high and I was happy. I thought I was happy high. And like I said, I knew that, when you're on probation and you're high, it's only a matter of time. So it was like I said, if I saw you coming to the door, it was like, don't answer it. Do not answer the door.
Was there ever a part of you that was like, well, maybe he's trying to help you?
I don't think so.
An active addiction, absolutely not.
So
Not
when,
for me.
so when you're in that mode, it's not even, you don't even think about it.
Not
no,
even.
no,
It's
you're not a
just-
person to us. It's you are a figure of. We're not going to get high. You're standing between us and,
Yeah, we're
and
standing
whatever it is. Yeah,
Between you and that high.
right,
Mhm.
right. So you're an enemy at that point. And for me, it was just, anything I could do to avoid you, or anything that stopped me from getting high was
I'd go out there and
an
flatten
enemy.
my own tire.
well.
Yeah.
It's true with the camera. It's true. Watch,
Yeah,
Daniel.
I believe it. I believe it.
Between that, not
believe
just not being ready, just not being ready.
Well, what-
If you're not ready, it's not going to work regardless
Is there
of what program
is there
you're in.
anything that probation or law enforcement can do to help bridge that gap or to bring that wall down?
Do more stuff in the community together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Come to Free Indeed.
So
Yeah.
maybe becoming more human.
Absolutely.
Just-
That like I
Definitely.
said, that's one of the reasons we wanted to have you on here so bad. Because like I said,
Definitely.
it blew my mind sitting in your office that day talking about all this the
Mhm.
mental and like,
6 years ago, you couldn't have paid me to come here and
No.
sit down.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We have so many people that reach out to us that come here high, that's getting ready to come to see you,
Mhm.
that are scared to death and get ready to run. And I'm just like, let's pause and let's think about it before we run. Let's go to rehab. Let's tell the truth. Maybe if we tell the truth, you won't go back to jail.
But
Like
then-
we try to talk sense to everybody.
absolutely. But it's not
Um,
when I'm in full blown active addiction, it's not even that like I said, I guess you already said it. It's not even you.
No.
It's the fact that on the other side of you is that next high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
We know not to take it personal. Like I've done this so long.
Yeah.
I never take it personal. I mean,
Right.
you're not using because I'm your PO. I
Yeah.
know that that's not the case. There's way more to it. We're just trying our hardest to try to
Make it better. and
see
do better.
see what we can do to just bridge
Well,
the
I know
gap.
that the steps y'all are taking with recovery court in general, like just that program right there has made such a big difference in my life. Like I said, that has been a game changer in Page County. And like I said, and then with the recovery meetings we've got going on, just all the support and stuff that we got going on, my support at home.
Support at home is very key. It's very key.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, but if you're not ready, then it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I wish it was a way to just make somebody ready. Just, tell them something, show them something, do something for them. But if they don't have it in them to want to, it's just not going to happen. The support.
I think the good thing that I think people can understand, and part of the reason I wanted to do this was maybe for some education purposes. We do violate a lot of people for using drugs. There's no doubt about that. And we don't put people in jail because it's a rehab facility. I'm very well aware you're not going to go there and get rehab.
No.
I'm not putting you there because it's rehab.
Right.
I'm putting you there because you're not ready. And until you get ready, I got to worry about public safety because people do things. Like I said, I don't even recognize you guys. The people you were angry. You were mean and angry all the time. Every time I dealt with you.
Yep.
And it was like, this dude is 1 second away from just popping off and just losing his mind. And we can't take that risk. And that's also something that's not calculatable. So like if you violate somebody and put them in jail and you prevent a crime, there's no way to know because it didn't happen.
Right.
But so I always think about that. We all heard that story of that poor girl who got hit head on 340 after the police officer had contact with him at the Greenway. Right. He was just trying to do the right thing. He's a good officer, just trying to do the right thing. Didn't take him in. Was like, hey, leave your car here, go about your business, try and do the right thing. But that you can put on paper and say, well, if he would have arrested him, this girl wouldn't have been killed.
Yeah, but hindsight's 20/20. You don't know
exactly.
that.
So there's no way for us to say, well, by violating people this much for drugs, which a lot of people don't agree with, you don't know how many things you stopped from happening.
Yeah, that's right. You're trying to prevent things.
Well, we
it's
know.
The same way.
We know. Multiple. I mean, things we wouldn't even think of that we would do. Sober. When we're high or want to get high, it's a whole different level of.
And this is a little.
It didn't help me. 9 years of it didn't help me at all.
Yeah.
It didn't help me at all.
You're doing your job by trying to prevent. I mean, it's the same way here at the house. When we have somebody who goes in relapse or like who is acting out here at the house, I have to make sure that they have to go back to rehab or they have to leave the house. It's prevention. If I go and open up that door and I find a body, that comes back on our house. You know what I'm saying? That's us.
Absolutely.
I can't risk that. So therefore, we take it very serious. You have to take your job very serious. The protection of our community is basically in your hands. You have this individual that is under you. So therefore, you have a job to do. And we're going to people are going to turn on you in the community if someone goes out here and does something when you are over them.
And
so
a peek behind the curtain, 90% of the calls that I get, third-party calls, mom, dad, baby mamas, it's never, oh, why are you so hard on this person? It's like, no, hey, you need to drug screen more. You need to do more.
Yes.
You need to be out doing more home contacts. It's them wanting us to support them when they feel like we haven't.
You have a lot on you.
And it's funny because Brandy asked me when I first got here, what was your worst day as a probation officer? I'll tell you, and I'll never forget it. We went out and did a home contact. I was very young. We did a home contact, and if you remember, the young lady, she's since passed, I believe. She was pregnant and she got shot. Twice. Once at point blank range. They left her in the woods basically for dead. She crawled her way to somebody's back door and was able to knock. Crazy
Horrific
situation.
Story.
The co-defendant in that case, me and I was not his PO, but I was with the PO. We saw him the day before, and he tested positive the day before, and we decided not to violate him. And then the next day that happens. And I will never forget that. And that was, that was probably my worst day because you see that and you hear what happened. Then you think, oh my God, please don't be somebody on my caseload. And then you think, oh my God, please don't be somebody that I just had contact with or didn't have contact with. And that just hit me like a ton of bricks. It was like, man, we gotta step our game up here. And that was before I was a supervisor. So when I became a supervisor, it was like these decisions. When Brad walks into my office and says, hey, here's what I want to do, my first immediate thought is public safety.
Yes.
And it's not, oh, well, that's Christy. She's, let's put her in jail. No, are they a risk to public safety? Because you never know what could happen.
That's right.
I never thought that this kid would do this. I was shocked when I found out it was him. I could not believe it.
I was too.
I couldn't. You probably know what I'm talking about.
I had done time with him.
I could not believe it. but it was a risk we took. We probably could have violated him, but we decided not to, and that's what happened. So
Man, and that's
yeah, it's
something.
one of those things.
And it's something you live with now.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that you guys got a rough job.
Yeah.
It's a rough job. Oh, one more question from Brandy.
The
Yes.
most rewarding. Well, so I don't want to hype recovery court up too much, but recovery court has changed my life as well. 4 or 5 years ago, before recovery court started, I'll tell you, I was looking other places. I was burnt out. I was over it. It is the same 10% of people over and over in my office, the same conversations for years, and nothing was changing.
Almost like you were on probation.
It felt like it. It really did. It was just the same conversations, and I got so sick and tired of it. And then I was out on leave when drug court started. We had just had our first child, and when I came back and saw what was going on, I was like, "Holy crap! This is different. This is different, and this is neat, and this is what I want." So it really reinvigorated me to a high degree to see people, to actually see people change. And my favorite part of my week is Tuesday afternoons. It's my best part of the week. I love
awesome.
it. To go
That's
in,
court evening, right?
yeah, that's recovery court evening. To go in and
You're probably the only one to say that.
well, no, I love it.
Dude,
But
it's
you know what?
crazy.
And I love it
enjoy
too. I love
now.
going in there when I do get to go in
Yeah.
there just to hear the updates. I wish I could go in there every Tuesday.
You know what one of my
evening.
favorite parts is? The days where the regular docket goes long and I get to come out and sit with you guys and just chill and just shoot the crap and just kind of level with you guys.
And that's what we
talk.
need. That's what we need is more community of that.
Yeah.
And if I recommend anything from you guys, I recommend you guys getting out with the community more on that. Getting out with what we're getting ready to go over with here. The events, you could bring your children and your wife on out with it. Just involvement with it. I know it's hard because you have your family and stuff.
Yeah, I know we're going to do the recovery walk. I'm going to try to do that this year.
That's
and
awesome. Yeah.
We're also doing National Night Out. We're going to have a little booth and stuff. People can come by and say hi and stuff. We're
Just
trying
community.
to be more active.
I think that would be great. I think that's a huge deal for all of us, everyone who's in recovery, just to see all of you guys be involved. It makes a huge difference. Huge difference.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like I said, we never would have, I'm guessing, a million years we'd have the relationship with you we do now. Like I said,
No, you couldn't have paid me.
It's inspiring. And it sees other people out there right now who may be in active addiction sees this and it gives them hope.
Yeah,
it really does.
Another thing, like when people are doing good, like say, I'm proud of you. Like it's good to hear that.
So Brandy's letting us know that like when we see people out and about who may not be doing well, to just kind of give them a little bit of hope. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So some of the some of the education piece to this too is POs are really hesitant to do that for a couple of reasons, but the main reason is we're not stupid. We know that you come see us and you got 30 days and you're probably using for 20 of them, and then you get clean and you come in, you do your appointment, and then you go right back to using. So we have a hard time because I've been burned before. You go in, because our tests aren't instant on regular probation. So I come in and I, praise somebody, gas them up. Oh, you're doing so great. You're doing awesome. Yeah, man, great. Thanks. Cool. Good to see you. And then their test comes back positive. I'm like, well, what the hell did I just do for 30 minutes? And then you look like an idiot.
Yeah.
And it really takes a bit of an emotional toll on you because you're not willing to, to dive in and.
Can you come out?
Really
all right. Say at the
stuff.
recovery walk, you're coming out, you're doing the walk. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not gas them up. Maybe not give them all the praise in the world, but just say, I feel like even just like, hey, good to see you.
It's like, bro, I'm glad you're here, man. This is awesome.
2-minute comment.
Yeah, little stuff like that goes a long way. I try to talk to people, but y'all know it. Y'all have avoided me in public before. So like, it's a two-way street. Like, hey,
recovery walk the other way.
Like, bro, I'm willing to talk to you, but if you run across the food line and I can't see, a cloud of dust behind you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna chase you. I ain't gonna chase you down.
Good to see you.
I go get on the PA and be like, attention, Alex Bolton. I just wanted to say you're doing so great on your probation.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I've actually been.
You'd love that, wouldn't you?
I've actually went in and I'm like, took all this stuff trying to clean my system out. I'm like, yeah. And you're like, you're doing good, this, that, and other. And I'm just like, oh, he's gonna be pissed.
He's gonna be pissed.
And then he calls me like, hey, what's, and then I tell him, oh, well, I done this, this, and this. And he was like, yeah, well, that's, that's obvious. Why didn't you tell me before? And I'm just like, oh, well, I didn't think you'd find out. But yeah. So yeah, I definitely get it.
But I ain't
Yeah.
asking you when I ask you before you take that drug screen, are you clean? You notice I'm not saying, are you going to pass this test? I could give a crap less about the results
Right.
of that test. I care if you're clean or not. Are you sober? Are you healthy? I don't care about pass or fail. If you used 6 days ago and you pass that test, you're not clean
Exactly.
and you're not healthy. So I make it a point to not ask, are you going to pass this test? That's
Yeah.
not what I ask.
When
Mhm.
we first started using, when I was on probation 20 years, 10 years, 15 years ago, I mean, at first it starts out where you're clean, but then it starts out, well, I'm going to use up until a week before I go see my
Yeah,
probation.
it gets
that's an
slippery.
illusion we tell
Yeah,
ourselves.
you start
Yeah,
playing
you're
that
starting to
numbers
be-
game, and you're sitting
Yeah,
down
you think
doing-
you can use
yeah.
like on a weekend here and a weekend there, and then it gets out of hand.
sitting down doing algebra equations to see if
Yeah.
you can come in and
Right.
pass. your
Yeah,
test. It's
right.
like-
For real.
It's like
Then eventually it's like you don't even care anymore because you can't quit.
Yeah.
Even for next
Yeah.
year.
Brandon said something earlier that I found really funny because I've said this a lot. Like if you put half the effort into your sobriety as you did getting high,
Oh,
you'd be golden.
Right. Like you're talking about people calling in with flat tires.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, I would walk to my dope man's house in stupid weather, stupid distances. If I would just like, oh, I got a flat tire, that means I get to walk to probation. It would, I'd have it licked, but that's not, it's not the same energy.
You're right.
It's just a whole different demon.
Different ball game.
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's
But
right.
being clean and sober, I mean, there's nothing that gets me down anymore. Nothing that
Yeah.
gets me down anymore. And it's crazy.
Well, we
but-
never thought we would get here too. I mean,
Oh,
I
no,
remember like dreaming of getting here. I just never thought it could happen. Like
Yeah,
feeling this good again. Because I never thought when
Yeah.
I first started to try to get clean, I felt so bad physically. Like I just was like, man, this is not possible. Like
Such
how
a,
are we
it's
ever?
such a far off thing.
Yeah.
It's
it
the,
is.
It's the
But-
gray elephant.
Yeah.
A gray elephant that's 2 miles away. You can still see it, and that elephant is still big as hell.
Ja-
But you can't see it because you're
Right.
so far away from
It's
it.
so far. Yeah.
Hey, but it looks so much further when you're in active addiction. Like me and Jamie were talking the other day. Jamie wanted to be here, by the way, but
Yeah.
she didn't have
Yeah.
No,
time
it's
to
fine.
get ready. or
Let me
something.
guess,
Yeah.
flat tire.
No, yeah.
But no, she
Jamie.
was saying that when she was in active addiction that she literally like she thought, you know what, I've been high for 12 years. It's gonna take me at least 12 years to get it back.
Yeah.
Like it always looks like it's that's
It does.
literally how
That's
you
just an
think.
excuse.
You think it does.
I can
Right.
remember thinking that at the
Right,
time.
right.
Like,
It's
man,
just-
But
how
so-
long would it take me to get clean and get my life back? And it
It
literally
starts with one day.
It
Right.
does.
starts with
One day at a
but
time.
it doesn't take as long as you think it will at all.
It
No.
doesn't.
Nowhere
it doesn't.
near it.
The beautiful thing is, as it does, it's about 18 months of the dopamine and all that. But you can start feeling happy and better about 3 or 4 months in.
I say
It
about
just-
21 days.
Yeah, I mean, it can take even quicker than that if you. But the real happiness, like it's about 3 or 4 months. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I used to think
just-
I'm going to jail. I'm going to lose everything. My place to live, the relationship, this, that, and other. But every relationship I was in active was
It was
one of
toxic.
the first things I needed to leave.
It was
lose.
toxic anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The places I was living, probably not a good place to be.
No.
I had absolutely nothing.
Right.
I mean, I had
Yeah.
a job, but the dope man got my paycheck every week. so
Right.
It really
Right.
didn't matter.
Yeah.
Now I have 2 vehicles, a camper. I have my own apartment.
Yeah.
I
Go
have
ahead,
joint
flex.
custody.
Yeah,
Flex on 'em.
flex,
Flex on 'em
please.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have-
flex.
Let 'em
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Just
Right.
keep going. Keep going, man.
You've worked your
What
ass off,
else?
though,
Yeah,
dude.
let
You've
'em know.
worked your butt off.
Yeah.
People,
and-
places, and things.
I didn't
man,
lose.
changed everything.
I didn't lose a damn thing by getting sober. I mean, I gained things that were unimaginable.
Yeah.
Unimaginable. Needed just a license, just a regular driver's license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The freedom of not having to worry anymore.
Yeah, a credit score over 660.
Okay.
Look out.
That's
Okay.
enough.
Marlon Ford about to call you tomorrow. Like, "Hey, bro, I got an F-150 down here for you."
The four-wheel
I'm
drive.
proud of you. I'm so proud of
So a
I'm
lot
just
of people know this about me. Last April, I had bariatric surgery. I had weight loss surgery.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was up to.
You missed my graduation for that, by the
I
way.
did.
I hope it
I'm
went
s-
well.
It did. I think it went well. I'm feeling
It-
pretty good.
It
Um,
did. It
I
did.
was around 520 pounds. I was very sick, and I wasn't able to be. I wasn't a good employee. I was not a good father. I was not a good husband. It got the absolute best of me, and everybody has addictions. Everybody has addicted. I have an addictive personality. My father has struggled with alcohol abuse his whole life. And I thank God every day that my addiction was to food and not to, drugs or alcohol. Because if it was, I was gone. I was
Yeah.
lost. So when you're 520 pounds, you look at that scale and you're like, where do I even start?
I didn't know
What-
this about you.
Yeah. Like what is one day at the gym going to do for me? What is one salad going to do for me? It's not going to do anything for me. But then I went through therapy. I went through all that stuff to get my mind right. Because if you get surgery and you're not putting work in, it's not gonna match like the boxing. And
Yeah.
you can take the diet pill, but if you ain't hitting the gym, you ain't eating right, it's not gonna matter.
That's right.
So I went through that process of really digging and finding myself and learning about addiction as well, and that kind of helped me with my job. I'm a lot more patient and understanding about it. We just dealt with somebody in recovery court who had used, but he also had alcohol. And he used because he found a pipe in his bedroom, but the alcohol he went out to purchase. And I had that personal experience of like, hey, even a year post surgery, if I go into my cabinet and I see a bag of chips there, I'm probably going to eat it.
Right.
That's a different type of struggle than it is to make the decision to get up, go get in my car, go get my wallet, go to 7-Eleven, get the food and bring it back to my house.
Yeah.
So-
That is true.
So I'm not going to pretend like a food addiction or just being fat is like the same thing as something.
It's
It's
not.
not the same thing.
It's not that
It's not
different.
that different.
No,
it's
it's
not
really
that
not.
different.
It's the control
Yeah,
it gets
some of the
you, and
behaviors are
the impulse
similar.
over healthy
Triggers,
actions.
even like
Yeah.
you said, that
Oh,
bag of
yeah.
chips in the
No,
cabinet.
I
is
think
gonna
I
be-
think we can relate a lot.
And the thing about like
Yeah.
that day, I remember it. I'd had a perfect day. I went to the gym. I track all my food now because I have to. I was like at 1,000 calories for the day. I had a perfect day. I was feeling great. And I went to the cabinet to get some Paw Patrol snacks for my daughter. And I saw a bag of chips there and I was like, well, that's a wrap. And then I got into that old habit, sitting on the couch, playing video games, freaking just eating. I wasn't hungry. I was bored.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's all it was.
I mean, I do that now.
That's called
I
a
eat-
lapse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when this happened Tuesday, I was like, you know what, man, let's give this guy a little bit of grace. This is tough. This is hard. And that meth use, finding that pipe triggered all kinds of stuff in his brain.
Yeah, man.
It wasn't just
Gosh.
about, going to get out. This was a whole series of triggers I'm sure he went through.
And it's important for when you go through your stuff, like your personal stuff, like storage units and things like that. When these
Yes.
people in recovery court,
yes.
please remind each other to take other people with you because your
absolutely.
stuff
Yeah.
does
We
have.
had two of those. We had two of those.
Yeah,
100%.
we're getting ready to go through it with her. Your stuff's probably going to have
Yeah, you never know.
something in it. Yeah.
You never know. And to have somebody else there, we're actually
Couple people.
bringing Alex in to help this guy, the other guy, get some of his stuff out of the storage unit.
Yeah.
Somebody who can recognize stuff,
Yeah.
can recognize triggers, can recognize that stuff, and would be a good support system. That's where again this whole lucking into this peer thing.
Yeah. I'm so
And you got to
glad.
be careful too, because I swear I would probably take
Yeah.
somebody with me
Oh,
to,
yeah.
to go with. You
You
know what I
need
mean?
a couple
Yeah.
people with you. Me and
Yeah.
Jamie did it with hers.
It's
We-
accountability,
yeah.
man. You need.
We
an
would have never thought in a
accountability
million years, like think about what we did. We took a guy who had just admitted to using, and we said, hey, go take another 10-year addict with you to help you go through this stuff. Like that's what we did, but the practicality of it makes so much sense because we've seen it work, and
Mhm.
it was just dumb luck. It's
But this
just
is where
crazy.
community is coming together.
yeah,
We're
it's huge.
learning together. And I mean, this is where we're growing.
And I was honored to be asked
It's awesome.
to go.
So
in
happy for
full
you.
disclosure, you were the first name that came up. We were looking at the guys were out there for screening. Me and Holly were just like, who and we said Alex or Jason.
Yeah.
Jason Sauer, he's our old head.
Yeah.
We were like,
Yeah.
he knows.
I mean,
he's
you're
old.
gonna need
He knows he's
people.
old.
You're gonna need
He
some.
knows. He
I
knows.
was expecting.
proud.
We don't really mean old. But it's a
No,
he's
he
old.
knows.
He
knows.
He knows he's an OG. He's
Jason's
an OG.
good, man. He's
Jason's
Yeah.
good people, man.
Yeah,
Jason's
Jason.
really good people.
Gosh, I love it. All right, guys. Well, this has been an awesome conversation tonight.
Absolutely. I
I've
knew it
loved
would
it.
be.
Yes. Any other questions or comments on there
Nope,
before we
just
close
Dad.
out?
Love you,
All
Dad.
right. Well, we're gonna close out. Thanks again, Daniel, for
Yeah,
coming to
anytime.
our table. I
Anytime.
loved it. Alex, thank you for being a rock star, and thank you, Brandon. For
Don't
coming
get
out
used to
tonight.
it.
I would
Oh, you're coming back.
I would
Both
Yes.
of
be
y'all.
remiss,
You're
and
coming
I
back.
You better
say
get better
this.
chairs.
I say this
know.
in drug court all the
Get us
time,
some.
but I would be remiss if I didn't tell you how incredibly proud I am of you guys.
Thank you.
It renews a spirit in me to keep me pushing every day, to see success stories like you guys. It means everything, and it's not for any personal validation. Oh, I did a great job. I helped you. None of that. It's that this is working. What we're doing is working, and it validates everybody from Andrea to Audrey to Taylor to everybody to Bo,
Including yourself.
to Bo,
Including
to
yourself.
Chad,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Holly, everybody who's involved in this thing, who's putting
Right.
all this work and time and effort into it to see that it's helping change people.
Yeah.
But you guys are putting that work in.
Brian Cave.
Brian, Armanda,
We want to get him on
everybody.
here.
Everybody. Yeah.
You got till May. You got
I
till
heard.
May.
I
Yeah,
heard.
you got till May.
I heard.
We
Brian.
need to get Holly on here too. She,
Oh,
Yeah,
won't, she
Holly.
won't do it.
Yes.
where's Brian going? What's he
Oh, that's
retiring?
He got the judgeship.
He's getting a promotion.
He'll
Yeah.
be a judge down in JDR. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be really good at that. He'll
Yeah.
be really, really good at that. That'll be
No,
a good.
that's good.
We
Yeah.
hate to lose him, obviously. I work with the CA directly, as you guys know. So losing Brian's a big loss. But Armanda will fill in, and Armanda does a great job.
She's good.
And then in November, of course, we have to have the special election. So Page County, vote wisely.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you voting for?
Shut up. Page County, your local elections mean everything. Get out and vote in your local elections. It literally is it drives the wheels. Okay, your CAs, all that stuff. Get
That's
out and
right.
vote and
That's
get
right.
knowledgeable. When people throw their names in, get knowledgeable. Go to these, these round tables they have.
I tried to vote. They sent me a letter. Said
Yeah,
it
you
didn't
can't.
count.
You can't
well.
vote. I hate to tell you that. Do I need to go over your
Well,
conditions
let's
again? You can't. Let's see. You can't vote. You can't use drugs. You can't.
I
move
went
your
on the
residence.
website and it said you could vote. So I was like, heck
It did.
yeah.
I mean, I seen it myself.
Can't own a firearm. You can't leave the state.
Yeah.
Do we need to go over this again? Golly, man.
Oh my
shoot.
God.
My dad said this is the best podcast ever.
I love it. I
Thank you,
love it.
thank you.
Love you, Dad.
All right, guys. Celebrate Recovery Monday night, 6 p.m. and childcare is provided. And that's on Main Street Baptist. Free Indeed, 6:30 Tuesday nights. Childcare provided there, Newport Road in Shenandoah.
And they have food.
It's really good food too. 23 West Main AA at noon. And that's at 23 West Main in Luray. Rec Center, shout out to Audrey. If you would like to donate to the cause, go to Cash App Living Legacy Luray. You could donate to our cause here at Jean's House, Valley Rise Above, and that's at Cash App. And we are raising money for our nonprofit and also to get another bathroom put in here at the house. First Steps to Freedom, 330 Shen Elk Plaza at 7 o'clock on Thursday nights. And another Thursday night meeting is New Life Recovery at Grace Covenant in Harrisonburg at 6:30. The Hellfighters, we're going for the 4-day event, April 23rd. If you are interested in going, please hit me up and let me know. We are coming in on the deadline for that. I think it's like $150 a ticket. We are going ATV riding for the weekend. It's going to be fun.
Please don't
Going
hurt
to
yourself.
be fun.
Please don't hurt yourself.
We're
God.
taking Jean.
Uh,
It's going to be
Jean.
fun.
God.
We're taking Jean.
Oh, man.
It's going to be fun.
We have nobody.
Let's go.
Nobody in drug court because everybody's gonna be in the hospital.
Right. You have to go to their house.
Broken
Yeah.
bones. My God.
It's going to be
Have to cancel
fun.
the docket.
Yeah, live stream court. Yeah.
We're going to take our, I want to take that live. We got the live thing for,
Yeah.
we
Oh,
haven't used
GoPro?
it
We're
yet.
we gotta use it. Got
Yeah.
to. We've been saying it every couple weeks. We're gonna go live.
Yeah.
And we don't.
We don't.
We
But-
get so wrapped up in what we're doing though.
Yeah. So
Easily
community,
done.
if you guys have anything you want us to announce on our podcast, just let me know and we will announce it on our time.
You guys got anything going on at Divine Unity?
All kinds of stuff. Not a plug so much, but if you're looking for a church, Divine Unity, it's multicultural, multi-ethnic, young, old, black, white, Hispanic, everything. Music is great. Our pastor, Dr. Chris Johnson, is amazing. He brings the word, and what I'm saying, he's not up there just shouting and hollering. This man gets in the word.
That's
He's a
awesome.
doctor of theology. He brings the word. And he brings
Yeah.
the good news, and it's
Harrisonburg?
Harrisonburg, right off Country Club Road. Music is good, if I do say so myself. It's
Sunday
You said that
service?
3
Yeah,
times.
so-
Yeah.
yes,
I think the music's good out there.
Yeah, Sunday 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. If you're looking for a church home, or if you just want to come hang out, it's a really welcoming place. Really laid back vibe.
Cool.
It's really cool. So yeah, come check it out.
Cool.
All right. And breakfast in the morning at 8:30 here at the house, Valley Rise Above House. And we'll be doing breakfast, Bible study, and podcasts in the morning. There's
Who's
no ER church. Brandy's doing cooking in the morning.
Yeah.
Brandy.
Don't burn the
Yeah.
pancakes this time.
Brandy. Thanks a lot, guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And if you are wanting to start the sobriety journey, please, please, please message us. We have resources. We can help you and we can get you on the right track.
Don't wait.
Absolutely.
Don't wait. Forever starts today.
That's
Don't
right.
wait.
That's right. No more running.
Absolutely.
No more
Awesome.
running.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so
No problem.
much. That was so good.
That was cool.
Yeah.